Hey, welcome to the second class, and will be an exciting class about more practical stuff.
Всем привет. This morning I learned that the Russian word for zombie is zombie. I feel like a zombie after 2 nights of late flying.
I was thinking that it's kind of weird because you kind of demonstrate the state you should not meditate.
Yeah. Right. So this is a lesson in the proper environment for meditating.
Yeah. Okay, so close your eyes, sit up straight, and think why you are here. Maybe you have problems in your life, challenges. You're looking for answers. And dedicate every second of this class to be able to meditate, learn how to solve your problems, and help everybody else to do the same. And open your eyes.
Открыть глаза.
You can speak English. It's okay.
Open your eyes. I wonder how many people here are Russian speakers.
You cannot tell, my love.
Yeah. I can see how many people are here.
Yeah. Okay. So let's continue the classes. And we started with how to get ready to meditation. And also about the one of the important points. Let's just probably review these 6 preliminaries, right? 6 conditions to meditate.
And one thing I want to say, we're going to go through this very traditional Tibetan process, and it worked for people. And I personally have some kind of connection with the Tibetan culture, but none of this is dependent upon the Tibetan culture. It's your mind, and if you are human and you have a mind, then you can train it with meditation. And after this course is over, can I say this? I'm going to say this. After this course is over, we're going to, I will keep working with people to
practical.
Yeah, and on a practical way, to learn how to meditate in the 21st century. And it will all be in modern language, with straightforward, nothing complex. And it'll be just about meditation. And so this course does a great job of introducing the ideas, but then we'll go on to a practical level of how to actually apply it in your daily life. And then it doesn't make a difference what you're doing, you'll be better at it. If your mind will be clearer, your ability to solve problems, both personal, financial, business world, creative, just anything that you want to accomplish, you'll be able to do it better if you can meditate deeply. And there's nothing magic to it. There's nothing hidden even. It's pretty straightforward, and you can see in the future, maybe within my lifetime, I would say certainly within my son's lifetime, our son's lifetimes, and my daughter's lifetime, that meditation is going to become a standard part of people's lives, particularly if they're doing something that really requires a high level of ability to focus, like being a doctor or being a businessman or an academic. But even on a personal level, like the ability to see your life and what you're doing, and it helps you solve personal problems. And then here we're talking, in the open class, we talked about this types of things that are readily apparent. Like you can easily see, oh, well, yeah, I can now read books that I couldn't read before and understand them clearly in a way that I couldn't understand them before. I mean, that stuff's easy. Here we're talking, this is the more advanced stuff. This is for the people with the kelwa, right? The Tibetan term, the goodness in your heart. If you're attracted to this, it's because you planted good seeds in the past to be able to see something higher, right? To be able to apply it to something higher than doing well in school or doing well in business or solving an immediate personal problem. You'll be able to apply this to things that are hidden, right? Like you can't see Buddhas right now if you're human, probably. Maybe you can. There certainly have been those in the past who have, I'm convinced. But here we're talking about those higher things, right? We're talking about realms you can't see, goals you may not have experienced. And so that requires a deeper level of understanding. And so this is higher, but we will go on and talk about if that's challenging for you right now. We'll teach you how to meditate in ways that are immediate and tangible. So hang on.
Okay, so we are actually learning at this class 7 ingredients and why we need it. As Bill told you, you want to get focused, right? Whatever you are doing, and 6 preliminaries and 7 ingredients you will learn later. They actually help to improve the quality of your meditation. Can you meditate without it? Yeah, you can close your eyes, right? We didn't go through all the preliminaries with you, and still you could feel that there is something going on, right?
Yeah, this is like an athlete that warms up before an event, a musician that does their musical exercises before playing a concert, a singer that warms up their voice before singing. I don't know what the doctors do before they operate. Drink coffee. Right. Get a good night's sleep and drink coffee. Yeah, that's
try to be happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, fair enough, right? Like sleep and drink coffee and you're more ready to be alert. But
yeah, so some people, I mean, I'm not among those people, but I know, for example, for Bill, it is always very important to know where this information comes from and who are the authors, are they trustable or not, trustworthy or not. So it is not something we made up. It is not even something Geshe Michael made up. It is in famous Lamrim Chenmo, the great book on the steps to enlightenment, wrote by a famous author who wrote so many books you cannot imagine, called Jetsun Kappa. And his I don't know, should we tell them his dates because they will know all our passwords?
Yeah. This is funny. It's like, Geshe said that it's,
I mean, in the locker room at fitness club, this is my password to open the door.
yeah, it's like all the Dharma students have these two dates memorized. Jason Kappa was born in
1357. Boy.
and he passed in 1419.
Yeah.
So that's your secret PIN code for your card.
Yeah. And in this book, in this great book on the steps to enlightenment, Jason Kappa actually quotes another book, The Prayer of Samantabhadra. I think probably this is something I did not discover yet, because I found one Samantabhadra prayer that has nothing on the 7 ingredients and 6 preliminaries, so must be another one that has it. So, actually, let's briefly name the 6 preliminaries, and then you will understand where the 7 ingredients should go. Like, imagine you decided to meditate, right? So,
and these are simple. There's nothing complex about it. So don't get confused about all the numbers and lists. These are pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So how you actually do it, you clean something, even a little bit, even your room is clean. It just should be a symbolic even exercise, you don't want your problems anymore. You are clearing the way to your happiness. So like even maybe something on your blazer, or like but better clean your room. Then second, you set up some offerings, and then after that you actually sit on the cushion or on a chair. There is a famous joke why the Buddha does not sit on the chair, because there were no chairs in ancient India. So you can sit on a chair, no problem. And if you are 30 plus, it is probably a good thing for you to sit on a chair, because it is more important not to hurt your precious health and keep your knees healthy. So if you never meditate, don't try to get into the classical lotus posture or half lotus posture. Just use a chair. It is as good as anything else, believe me. And then you close your eyes, basically, and you think about the challenges in your life, the same way I just did with you. And you think about the fact that you will overcome these challenges because you're on your way. And then maybe you will help everybody else somehow to stop their problems and their sufferings. And after that, you will realize somebody who is dear to your heart, your teacher, or maybe it's your partner, your child, somebody who you think can teach you something and can help you. And then after that, we have this fifth step called gather good energy and purify obstacles through the 7 ingredients. And this is where we told you, forget about it. We will talk about it at the next class. And it is actually very important, because we all have obstacles to meditate, smaller or bigger. And this is a cool practice how to stop these obstacles temporarily for your meditation. And it does increase the quality of your meditation dramatically. So then you do your 7 ingredients, and at the end, you ask for the blessings, which is the preliminary step 6. This is why many people they get confused, because you do 7 ingredients and then you ask for blessings to finish 7 preliminaries. So let's start with the first one.
In Tibetan, the Chaksa Chupa Chakpa Iranga Chukorkoako Sondet Noa. Boy, you'll over your meditation career, you'll do that every day. So you'll have that memorized easily.
Yeah, and don't worry about it now. Just the biggest enemy of a meditator, not noise in the ancient sources. This is my biggest enemy of meditation.
Yeah.
But there is also third one, maybe the most important one. You take meditation too seriously, and then it becomes your new job, you hate.
Yeah, it's nice to have a connection to the Tibetan. I was always very excited when I saw this, and I like the Tibetan script. It's nice to have a connection. My first teacher that I knew directly, Geshe was in a 3-year retreat when I started, but Ken Rinpoche, Tibetan man, many hours of reciting prayers in Tibetan. But there's like, if you're here, you probably have some kind of connection to the Tibetan world, and saying things in Tibetan will awaken old seeds that you have. It will move your mind in the direction where those old seeds were planted, and it will come back to you quicker. So if you're attracted to it, it's a good thing.
Yeah, and what actually you probably heard is about your past lives experience, right? So don't worry about it as well. We do not ask you to believe in your past lives if you don't. But the next course 4 that we will do in September is called Proof of Past and Future Lives. So if you want to to settle it up, like if you want to decide for yourself whether there are or not future or past lives, probably you will want to get this one. You will want to get this course,
which
absolutely for free.
It's interesting. I mean, this is a bit of a side note, right? You may have heard stories of the Tibetans finding the reincarnation of like the Dalai Lama or the Panchen Lama, and then they will test the child, right? To see, there will be various different candidates. And so it sounds like a Tibetan thing, except if you look in the academic literature in the West, there are examples of kids who have apparently known about past lives, and then there's been evidence that, the kid was talking about, 5-year-old kid was talking about something and had knowledge of somebody else on the other side of the United States. There was one particular case that it's where the child knew things about, I think he was somewhere in the Midwest, and like Ohio or somewhere in the center of the United States, but he had a lot of knowledge of a man in Los Angeles who had worked in the movies, and not as an actor, but like one of the people behind the movie camera, one of the staff. And then eventually, somehow this kid saw a picture of a movie set, and he recognized the person, and what he'd been talking about correlated with that man's life. Just some seemingly random person in Los Angeles, but it gets mentioned in academic literature as a pretty clear example of a kid who had extraordinary knowledge of somebody else's life that was in no way related to his family or anything that would have been commonly publicly known. And so it's again, it's a piece of evidence, and then what do you do with it? Like, how did this child know about this man who existed before him? So it's, and if it happens once, then you've got to account for it in your worldview.
And if you are looking for proofs like that, we can recommend you a book written by professors of Virginia University, Irreducible Mind.
Yeah, Irreducible Mind.
Where they thoroughly picked all these strange things that confirm that your brain cannot be a cause for your mind, and including stuff like that, people would know about their past lives.
Yeah, it's a really interesting look at the evidence of the nature of the mind, completely academic. And, like, all of this should match up with your own logic, right? Like, we're not asking you to believe anything. It's like you get to look at it with your own mind. And that's the purpose of all of this meditation, is that ultimately you're going to use the skills that we're talking about here to look at your reality and look at the role of your mind in your reality. And then with that, you'll be able to solve problems, and problems, like all of them, is what we're saying is possible. So anyway, and that's why we're going through all of this stuff. It isn't because it's a history lesson or a culture lesson. The idea is to solve your problems, and this is giving you the tool of meditation so that you can solve the problems.
Okay, so let's go back to our 7 ingredients. I think I wanted to tell a story, but I forgot which one, so let's skip it. 7 ingredients. So first, let's do one ingredient after another one, and we will try to make it happen. Okay. So first is bowing down to holy beings. What does it mean? Oh my God. It's especially, I remember I was a kid and I was thinking bowing down is something shameful. And in West and in East, the tradition is totally different. We came from Japan in the December, and I think we were still bowing down like for 1 month after that, because it's so natural there.
Well, it was so natural that we went to this temple, and this temple has deer, little wild deer, about the size of a big dog, all over the place. And people buy little pellets to feed the deer. There's vendors there that sell the tourists the pellets.
Like nuts or what?
Yeah, like little like deer feed, right? Like little deer food. And then the funny thing is these deer have learned to bow, right? So the deer will walk up to you and bow. And then
to get the cookie,
to get the food. And so it's really funny. And then if you bow at them, they'll bow back again. It was really funny. So
I've seen it so many times, right?
Yeah, all the Japanese people, right? So it's not part of our culture in the West. And I remember the first time I saw people, Westerners, bowing to a teacher. Oh, it looked weird. Like really, like this is not right.
I remember I was thinking about this 10 Commandments, and I was thinking, okay, this is why they were teaching me not to create, how you call it in English,
graven images or false idols.
Idols, yeah, not to create an idol. I was thinking, okay, this is the case. I never knew when I will use this one. But this is not about it. The idea about bowing down is actually it can be physical if you want, but actually it's mental, right? You think about the cool quality of your teacher or whoever you imagine who can help you, and you think about this cool quality. Like usually I think about wisdom of my teachers, compassion, the fact that they never get angry. And then how it works, actually, it's your coffee meditation. This bowing down to holy beings, Chaktsel, is your coffee meditation on your teacher's good qualities.
And people, a coffee meditation, everybody here, they probably know what coffee meditation is.
You are being happy about your teacher's good qualities that brings similar qualities in your life and brings more positive energy into your meditation.
Lately, what I've been doing at this point is I just think about the fact that the simple fact, right, that Geshe Michael has translated 30,000 pages of Tibetan text, and it's 30,000 pages of wisdom, 30,000 pages of explanation on how to get rid of your problems and be happy in a really profound way. And so I will just think about the 50 years of effort it took him to do that, and the quality of it. I mean, it's really, it's something special. So that's that particular one's easy for me. And it's not like, there's some old man on a cloud who's, taking care of me, right? It's here, right? It's actually, so it's easy for me to have gratitude for something concrete like that.
Yeah, and there's a trick for people who are around for a while and who practice this 7 ingredients. I was thinking you will love the trick. You can, at the same time, imagine that you bow down to every single living being in every single enlightened being in the universe, right? So you can imagine that you are planting better seeds when you do so. And this is also coming from this famous Samanta Bhadra prayer. Next one. So, actually, let's maybe do a short meditation on this one.
Okay, sure.
Okay, let's do the meditation how you get here. Close your eyes, sit up straight. Imagine that you have cleaned already your space. Put maybe some offerings on your altar if you have one. Maybe a very cool dessert. Okay. Then you can think here again about a problem you have. And wish that if you will know how to resolve this issue, you will help everybody else with their issues too. Then again, imagine in front of you your teacher. I like to imagine them as 16 years old, beautiful, in the body of light, all powerful, very cool. beautiful, handsome, totally capable to help me. You can imagine also other teachers if you have them, like you can imagine countless teachers. And then we do the 7 ingredients to collect some good energy and purify obstacles. And step number 1, think about one good quality of your teacher, or maybe a historical figure, maybe Jesus or Moses or Muhammad or Krishna, who was for you the leader who has wisdom and compassion. And think about one good quality you want to develop yourself that your teacher has already. And try to feel happy that he has this quality. Because it means you can get it too. Now open your eyes. Go back to your breathing. So basically, this 6 preliminaries and 7 ingredients, it's like a warm-up meditation, but you go deeper with every single step. The trick here is don't get stuck, because I sometimes get stuck at some points and can spend half an hour there. So a good trick is to count your breathing movements. Like usually I count 10 and then I think, okay, that's enough already. And then I move to the next one. Maybe it will help you as well. Next one. On to the next.
So Chaksel was the first one, and then the second one is Chupa, making offerings, and you can offer something in your mind, right? Because at this point, you're not physically moving, like you're sitting in meditation, going through these various steps. And the best offering you can make is something you did using the wisdom that you've learned here, right? Like if you were tempted to yell at somebody, but you exercised patience and you didn't get angry and you stopped yourself, that's a great offer. That's a perfect offer, right? And so you can usually, what I will do here is just think of something in the last 24 hours where you applied some kind of knowledge that you had from the teachings, and then offer that to your teacher and say, look, I learned a little something. I didn't just memorize a bunch of words. I actually applied it in my life, and this was that moment. And so that's the kind of offering that I will make and say here, because ultimately, your teachers have only one goal. They want to get you out of suffering. And then they're going to do that the only way they can, show you how you're going to do it for yourself. But then it makes them happy when they see that you've actually applied it, that you've actually moved closer to solving your problems. So that's chupa, making offerings.
And you can make physical offerings like bring flowers, or put on the altar if you have one, flowers or a water bowl, or maybe the ceremony of offering 8 water bowls.
Yeah. So that's part of the setting up the altar part. This part is you're doing in meditation.
Yeah.
This part you're not physically moving.
Yeah. So you can do mentally, like you can offer flowers covering the sky, or usually I offer my practice, like this meditation can be an offering also. I don't know anything else to add about offerings. Yeah. I think the main idea here that physical is not the highest offering, right? The highest offering is when you do what you were taught.
Yeah.
And let's go to the next one. It's a pity I didn't bring bowls. I think for the next class I should bring them and show how you pour water into them.
Oh, the water bowls? But that's part of setting up the altar. What we're
Yeah.
doing here is something you're doing in meditation.
Yeah.
So we can talk about setting up water bowls at some other time.
But, in meditation, you can do very similar offerings, right? They're coming from ancient texts, actually. They're coming from Indian tradition, where, like, if a guest comes to your house, you would give them water to drink, water to wash their feet. Then, I don't know if you have seen the ceremonies of the fire offering to a guest, right? When they literally they meet you with this beautiful candles, and then incenses, food, etc. So you can imagine all of that here, but higher will be, as Bill said, that, okay, I could get angry, but I didn't, because I remembered where it comes from. Every anger will create more anger, and it will never stop this way. Oh, I want to talk about the next one. That's a cool one. Because the next one, the third ingredient out of 7 is confession. And I remember I was thinking, wow, it's something really bad, like not pleasant, etc. But actually, it's kind of, when you really work on this a little bit, your peace of mind goes up dramatically. Because it's strange, but we have this very strange habit, not that we are dishonest with other people, sometimes we are being dishonest with ourselves. So this is an important step. It does not mean confession that I have to feel guilty. It means there is a number of activities, actions, words I have done or said that I personally was not happy with. I did something that I do not think is good, and but unfortunately, it is too late. It is done already, and I planted a bad seed in my mind, right? And it will ripen, and the only one person who will suffer from this, the most important in my life, right? So confession is when you it's like shakpa, right? It's a very it's like split open from Tibetan, right? It's like when you open your heart in front of your teacher, you don't have to, I mean, Geshe Michael was doing it. I do it sometimes with you, but you don't have to go to your teacher, chase them and remember once somebody told Geshe Michael, like, I have to confess you. And I have seen like his, oh my God.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember once I did that. I walked up to Geshe Michael and I said, I have a confession to make. And he was like, oh. He just didn't want to hear.
It's hard confessions.
You can imagine, right? And I mean, for me, it was something relatively simple. Like I had bought the wrong ingredient for dinner or something that I was making. But I could see it was funny to see the look of.
Bill was cooking for Geshe Michael for many years.
Yeah, you could see the terror on his face. It was like, oh. It was really kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. So
another disaster ammonia.
Yeah, some bad things you probably will want to go to your teacher if you have one and really confess in front of them. It will be powerful for you. But usually what we practice in this lineage is called sojong. Sojong is every 2 weeks. You can do it with your friends, maybe, who are like-minded friends, who know what you're doing and why you confess, because you want to kill these bad seeds before they ripen, right? So
and this is a traditional ceremony for the monastic community, twice a month, a lunar month, but twice a month they would get together in a formal ceremony and do their confessions in front of each other. And the idea was that you would trust the people there and that they wouldn't judge you, that they were mature enough to realize that people make mistakes out of ignorance, not some kind of inherent evil.
selfishness.
Or selfishness. Well, it could be selfishness, but it was done out of ignorance.
Yeah.
In fact, it was probably almost always some form of selfishness out of ignorance. But that's the formal ceremony. This one is Shakpa. You're just sitting down and thinking of something, in this meditation session. You again.
Not all your bad deeds, just 2-3 recent.
Usually something, if you're meditating daily, it would be something in the last 24 hours that you did. And, usually some point where you did not have patience or some
had pride.
Or had pride or lots of whatever.
Jealousy. We're thinking that your wishes are more important than other people, right? Something like that. So, and here, important point is that, it's not a confession, monastic confession, even though you can do it and it will be even more productive than monastic, because nowadays, unfortunately, they just recite quickly, like blah, 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 blah. Nobody understands really. It's quite formal. But
at times it can be better.
Yeah, here it's just couple bad qualities from couple past days, maybe 24 hours, if you do it really regularly. And it is important not to feel guilty about your bad qualities, because everybody makes mistakes. And if you feel guilty and you criticize yourself again and again and again, it's actually what you're doing is bad coffee meditation, negative coffee meditation, right? You are awakening, you work on awakening up bad seeds, like to bring more bad results to you. It doesn't make any sense. Just stop consciously yourself from doing it. Train yourself, train your mind, remind yourself time to time not to do it. Maybe you're doing it a 6 times book or whatever. You can put a reminder on your phone, for example, to stop criticizing you.
And most people here probably have heard the term coffee meditation before, but in case you haven't, it's part of it came out of Geshe Michael's more secular teachings, the DCI, the Diamond Cutter Institute. And its coffee meditation was, you'd go to a coffee shop and for 10 or 15 minutes, just think about something happy that you've done while you're drinking your coffee. And it makes that act stronger. You know, you're being happy about having done it, and so it strengthens the seeds that you've planted. So that's what's being meant by coffee meditation. And just in case there's somebody here that doesn't know what that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if you are happy about your good deeds or about your bad deeds, the result will come stronger. Okay, next one. Yeah, by the way, you may regret here that you were thinking about somebody else's mistakes, right? Because it's in Western world, it's difficult to stop thinking about it, right? All the system most often is built in a way like many people are prone to criticism nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next, rejoicing in your good deeds, your and other people good deeds. So be happy about something that you did recently or somebody else did and you have seen it or you observed it.
Yi Rangma. Tibetan. Yeah, just and again, usually still something recent, right? But you can be happy about anything you've done. If there's something, big that you're particularly proud of, you can keep going back and revisiting that. And every time that you're happy about something, even if you did it years ago, you're planting new seeds. You're literally, by being happy about it, you're bringing that kind of activity. You're bringing those seeds closer to you in your life. So you can keep creating new good seeds on an old deed every time you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've got something more recent, that's also good. But either way, trust your heart.
I remember it was a funny story Geshe Michael was telling about Ken Rinpoche here.
Mm.
He says that they had some kind of exchange between churches, like Buddhists were welcome to visit Catholic Church or something like that, and they went with Ken Rinpoche. Ken Rinpoche was Geshe Michael's teacher, and at some point he was Bill's teacher also. And Ken Rinpoche told Geshe Michael to make notes, like take notes, like and there were these confession cabins, and Ken Rinpoche asks the Catholic priest, like, what is this? This is a confession cabin, like priest comes in from this side, another person from the other side, and here they confess the bad things they have done, and then they don't carry them anymore, right? Mike, he was calling Geshe Michael, Mike, take notes, we should do this also. The the colored windows. He liked also stained
Stained
glass
glass.
windows. Yeah, and then he says like, where is the other cabin? Like which one? Okay, this is a bad deeds cabin. Where is the good deeds cabin? Like, where is the cabin where people they say, I have done this is good and this good thing and that good thing, and where is that cabin? And then the Catholic priest told his assistant, oh, take notes. We need this one too.
Yeah, like, hey, Catholic guilt is a term. Catholic joy isn't a term. And I say that jokingly. The more you study the religions, the more you see the similarities. The more they look like different paths to the same goal.
Yeah.
Or the same path to the same goal. Really.
Yeah. So interesting enough, I remember Geshe Michael, the very first time I met him, he was mentioning it, and I was thinking, boy, you're weird. I do not believe it. And he said that the most difficult thing people experience with these teachings is to be happy about good things they have done. I was thinking, no way. People, they do not like bad deeds, but believe me, from my 10 years of experience in these teachings as a practitioner, as a teacher, people will tell you their bad things, like they will confess everything, you know. But when you ask them to tell their good things they have done, they say, oh, it's kind of not that important, or oh, everybody could do it, everybody should do it if they would be at my position, you know. So people, they really have difficult time to think about good things they have done, partially because they confuse it with pride, but partially just because they do not think it is an important thing to be focused on. And it is important not to confuse it with pride. We have plenty of pride. We cannot be happy about our good things we are doing. Pride is when I think I'm better than other people in some kind of quality. I'm better in this, I don't know. Yesterday I was a better swimmer at the swimming pool because the other lady was was the beginner. Something like that, you know. So be happy about good things is when you think, okay, today I have done something good. Like on this earth there is +1 good deed. Somebody did it, and the most powerful good deeds is when nobody knows you have done them. Also very powerful to do this, to follow these teachings, actually. It's a very powerful deed if you have the motivation that you will learn it yourself, you will become happy, you will get rid of your obstacles, and you will teach other people. Requests and teachings.
Chukorko call. How much time do we have?
It's okay, we have time.
Requesting teachings. Yeah, just ask, because you want to keep you want to retain your access to these teachings. You know, again, the only purpose for these teachings, it's not there to bore you or to teach you a language that you probably wouldn't be interested in otherwise,
or to put you in the how you call it, frames,
into a category or a team, or it's
no, to limit you.
Oh yeah, well, that's the vows. Everybody always thinks the vows are to limit you.
What, am I sharing something?
Oh, the slides. Do we have slides? Are we missing the slides? Oh yeah, let's make sure we get the slides up.
You can continue. I will pick it.
So yeah, so the only purpose for these teachings, the only purpose is to, you know, to get you out of suffering, to bring you to a place that's you know, they say that it's so nice that you can't even imagine it, right? And so you're going to get there through the teachings. So ask for them so that they keep showing up. You'll see people in your Dharma career. Yeah, there you go. Ken Rinpoche, young Ken Rinpoche, and young Geshe Michael, or younger Ken Rinpoche. He was probably about my age there.
Yeah, this is a historical picture. It was made in 70s.
Yeah, requesting teachings. A great photo. I've not seen that one before. And yeah, requesting teachings, because that's how you're going to make your life better and your world better. You're going to eventually save your world. You will save your world, and you're going to do it through the teachings. So ask for them, because you'll see people. It's a karma. It's the reason why you have an attraction to it are because of the seeds that you have, and seeds burn up, and you'll see people that will be very devoted for a while, and then they'll lose that, and then they're gone. And so it's like their heads above water, you know, and they can breathe and they have a moment of clarity, but then life will pull you back under if you're not careful. And so request the teachings so that you can keep going.
And traditional phrase was to turn the wheel of Dharma for you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It means ask them to give you teachings that you will be forced to practice, to be honest.
Or what? Or what? Yeah, turn the wheel of Dharma.
Chunkar Korvar. Cool. Yeah. And ask these teachers, holy beings, whoever is teaching you, to stay with you, right? So people asking nowadays.
So that's the next step. Yeah.
What to do, because you know, Geshe Michael has health issues, and what can I do? There is a long life prayer for Geshe Michael. You can do this one if you want. In one of the Telegram chats in ACI, oh, it's actually Russian, in Russian chat. So we are doing every day. People are doing that every day. Yeah. The famous stupid deed was when Buddha Shakyamuni decided to go to his final nirvana. His students didn't ask him to stay. This is known as a stupid deed number one.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be like them.
So this is number 6 of 7 that we're talking about now. Sondep, asking holy beings to stay near you, or asking them for their blessings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can be stated like that.
I actually want to say something about requesting teachings, because you know, some teachings can be in form of information, like now this one.
Teachings can come a lot of different ways.
If you are a newcomer, then it's good. You will use. First, you need to know the material, right? What to expect. But these teachings are not the most powerful. The most powerful ones are not the ones you would like to have. But just think about your life, right? And probably you can think about one difficult person in your life who changed it forever for the better. I don't know. I think I'm a collector of these people.
You actually really do a great job of not getting upset.
Yeah, this is why I'm still here. And
well, and happy. And she does a, you know, like all of us, she has difficult things come into her life, but she doesn't hold on to them, and she's very good about not getting upset about it.
Not interested to have difficulties in my life, but here, when you request these teachings, what you can do, you can ask for hard teachings if you are ready. If you're ready, you can say, I'm strong, I'm happy to have hard teachings. But then don't whine if it comes.
Yeah, asking for their blessings. It's sometimes your own mental afflictions are the best teacher.
Okay, so number 5, requesting teachings. Number 6, ingredient number 6 is asking your teacher, holy beings, to stay with you, never leave you. Basically, I know I'm not a great student. I know I make mistakes. I know I'm horrible, but please, please, please teach me until I will be ready. So, and they will, because they have no options, basically, if you really practice.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah. 7, dedicating your goodness you have done to all beings, famous Nova. So it means that, I don't know, how about doing it together? Like,
well, just
real quick.
and we can describe it real quick. You're dedicating the goodness that you've done to all beings. You're giving it away. You've got something good, and you can't save it for yourself. The only way to put it in the bank is to give it away, and then it'll come back to you. So you're imagining that whatever you did, may it benefit other living beings. And something like this, this is why, yoga can be a really powerful part of all these practices. And just sitting down and like dedicating the yoga, like, may this somehow benefit all of the living beings, and that will give it power. And same thing here, right? Like may this may the goodness that I've done, including this meditation that I'm about to do, may it benefit every living being, and then it will be a cause for that. And so you want to guide them through a quick one?
Yeah, let's do a quick one, because it is also important to learn to go through these 7 ingredients fast. I mean, not crazy fast, but not to get stuck with one of them, because it's so easy. So let's do it. Sit up straight. Mainly we try to make our channels straight. If you can, sit up straight. Close your eyes, or half open if you want. Then they should be unfocused. Shoulders at the same level if you can. Your chin is parallel to the floor. Your head is not too much, does not go too much forward and not too much back. It's just in between. Park your hands. They just don't have to bother you. Your lips, teeth in natural position. Maybe your tip of the tongue is slightly touching your palate. Relax your front. And let's do 10 breathing movements. We start with out breath. It has 2 meanings. I will tell you about after the meditation. Imagine you are at the tip of your nose and you are counting your breathing movements. Breathe out, breathe in. Imagine your teacher in front of you, not just an image, but beautiful, present, alive, happy, shining. If you can imagine that they are made out of light. You can feel their warmth and smell the fragrance of their body. Then you make offerings. You can imagine the sky full of flowers or something good you have done within last 24 hours. Maybe some realization you had, some insight, or maybe you helped somebody. Next, confession. Try to think about something you have done within last days. And regret that you have done it. Imagine that you are talking about it. You are confessing it in front of this holy being. And you can see when you will be able to visualize more, you will see they do not criticize you. They knew it anyway. So no new information for them, but they're happy that you are being honest. Now think about something good you have done within last 24 hours. And it should be different from your previous offering. Of course, we do more than one good deed within 24 hours. Maybe you want to be happy about something somebody else has done. Maybe your teacher has done. Some big political leaders, maybe, if they do sometimes something good. You can be happy about Jesus, Mary Magdalene, or anybody. But pick a specific action. Now ask your teacher to continue teaching you. Tell them that you want to study and to be a better person. Even maybe you are failing time to time, but you do your best. Ask your teacher to stay with you and continue to give you teachings. You can get these teachings from everybody, basically. And then imagine then that in your heart you have collected these seeds of these good deeds from these 7 ingredients, and they are maybe like small pieces of rice or maybe golden color. And then with an exhale, imagine that you are sharing these good seeds you have just planted with everybody you know. With the second breath, share these good things with everybody who lives on this planet. And with the third out breath, share your good seeds with every single living being in the universe. Imagine that waves of these good deeds are traveling to every single person in every single world, in past, present, and future. Go back to your breathing. Open your eyes. Okay, that was it. And it was a bit slow. And in your mind, you can do it much faster. It can take you like 5 minutes, even less.
If I don't think it's good to memorize these 7 in the Tibetan if you're doing these classes. You're going to be doing these 7 every time you sit down to meditate for the rest of your Dharma career. And so It's there's not that many words. If you're going to memorize some Tibetan, this is some good Tibetan to memorize. But you'll need to memorize these 7 so that you can do the meditation. It's pretty straightforward.
Mhm. Okay, so the next question is when you will be asked, for example, like how they relate to each other, the 6 preliminaries and 7 ingredients. So 7 ingredients, they are actually preliminary number 5. When we say, what was the Tibetan for? When we say gather good energy and purify obstacles, Tsok Sak Drip Jan. And so what it means these 7 ingredients. This is how we purify obstacles when we confess, and all the rest is we gather this good energy, good vibes. So this is how it is related. It is important also to mention that when we do this confession, in the 7 ingredients, we can also, and if you have them, any of 3 types, you may want to purify your vows, right? Like there are 3 types of vows. What this is what to say, like pre-cooked karma. Because you know what you will get if you will practice these vows. And in this system, in this lineage, there are 3 levels. First level vows called freedom vows. Second level vows are called bodhisattva vows. And third level vows are called secret or tantric vows. So basically, this is what it says when they say that during your confession ingredient in 7 ingredients, you may purify your vows. This is what it means. Then, because we have this 6 preliminaries, 7 ingredients, we have their dedication and we have their prayer, right? We pray our teacher to teach, we pray him to stay or her, and we also dedicate our good deeds. It is important to know the difference between these 2, right?
Yeah, a prayer is asking for help. Would you please, grant me your blessings? Would you please give me the teachings? Would you please stay? So then you're asking for help with a prayer. A dedication is when you've done something good and you're giving it away. Like may my efforts here benefit every living being. I dedicate this. But we will do that quite often. We'll have something that we're doing, some project we're working on, and we'll pick something specific to dedicate to. May this bring about something good for some other person, or may this somehow benefit other people. So that's the difference. So a prayer is asking for help, and a dedication is giving away the goodness that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really give it away, right? You'll get it back, and then so.
And also, it's interesting that dedication can be in 2 forms, right? It can be for something you have already done, but very interesting. You can, if I will do that, that's another form of dedication in advance. Basically, you bribe living enlightened beings, right? You either you do something and you kind of like dedicate it to my much less perfect enlightenment, or maybe something else, I don't know. Can I dedicate to have a nice car? Yeah, of course I can. Maybe it will be a little bit too stupid just to dedicate only to the car. If I'm smart, I will say, I need a car to help every living being. But be ready that you will actually use this car to help.
Yeah, you can't trick karma, right? I mean, your mind knows what your mind is doing, so you know.
Okay, I think the last thing, what work we will be using for practicing the 7 ingredients. And this is something that we didn't discuss with Bill yet, but you actually, if you really want to go deeper in this practice, there is a beautiful practice. I was doing it for, I don't know, I think over half a year, maybe 1 year. I don't remember anymore. It is called Thousands Angels of the Heaven of Bliss, or Tibetan name was Ganden Pakyama, and it's a beautiful practice in this Jetsun Kappa lineage. Has great story, interesting story, because it was actually written by Jetsun Kappa for his teacher. Very beautiful poetry in Tibetan, and actually a very good translation in English, Russian, Ukrainian. I don't know about other languages. And his teacher, he actually reversed the prayer, this practice, and he said that actually you are my teacher. I think it was Rendava, right, his teacher.
I don't.
Of Jetsun Kappa, and he actually said that people should do this prayer to you, my son. Something like that, I think, happened. So in this practice, it is actually a very thorough. This is how you will learn these 7 ingredients. This is how I learned it. And another practice, some of you may visit Diamond Mountain for the Lamrim retreat in April, and you have received a practice called Jorchu. Jorchu is actually a big, full-blown 7 ingredient practice, just very big one, very detailed. If you practice this one, it's okay. This is also good. And I promise you to say why we need to focus on out breath, right? When we do this breathing in the beginning of every meditation. So there are actually 2 reasons. One is because we do not want to end with the death. When you do your last breath this lifetime, it means you are dead, right? And we are rebels here, right? We say we do not want to die. We say we will make the last breath first, and then the first breath of a new life, right? Or another life, another level of life, we can say, right? And it has a very beautiful explanation in yoga, because it has to do with your inner winds and channels and chakras, etc. The second reason why we do the out breath first is because when we meditate, usually you have this condition that you have too much air in your lungs. And even sometimes we meditate and we want to make double out breath, like you breathe out and then you do it a little bit more second time. So to emphasize this out breathing helps you to be more grounded in your meditation, because meditation is not about spacing out. It is to be as focused as you can, like if you would be watching the best movie you can imagine. Yeah, I can tell. Bill is really tired. I'm sitting here and thinking to which point I should grab his hand, and okay. That's it for today.
All right.
Close your eyes. Let's dedicate every single seed we have planted, right, to the best things in the world. If it's true that we have done this beautiful class together, let's dedicate this 90 minutes to meditate as good as we can. I mean, to our perfect meditation that we can direct to the most powerful object that will change completely our body, our mind, all our world into a better place and into better bodies, better mind that is completely happy, does not have to die. Very important. And with this, we will teach everybody else to do the same. You can do the 3 out breaths that we have done before. To your closed ones, to this planet, and to every living being everywhere in the universe. Go back to your breathing, open your eyes, and we finished in time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody. See you tomorrow for 2 more beautiful classes. We are sorry that we are running a little bit later than usually. Maybe if you're not comfortable, you can watch a recording. But if you will come tomorrow online, there will be something special, and we will discuss with Bill what. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, translators. Thank you, technical team. Thank you.
And translators, if we're still talking too fast, let us know and we'll try and talk slower.
Yes, we will. We promise. We will try not to confess about this promise also.
Run away screaming. Thank you.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.